What's going on, everybody? What's going on? This is your boy, Mr. E, boss of the Southside Bosses, coming to you here live on BOSS Radio's Talking But Ain't Saying Nothing podcast, where where we get it live, and we have to go in live and in effect with this one because, I've been hearing a lot about marriage, and the way that I've been hearing it is scaring me, man. It's really scaring me, especially for the future of our children. I mean, it's just getting ridiculous. So tonight we're going to be talking about that and what my main concern is with it. But before I do get into that, I do want to invite you all to go ahead and follow us on your favorite streaming service that's talking but ain't saying nothing here on Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, and more. And we would definitely love it if you did join us in our group page, Bosses Retreat. That way you can just clown it up with us, especially on topics such as this. Now, we have a great show for you tonight, so I want y'all to tune in, turn up, and zone out. And when we come back from this small break, where we hear a word from one of our sponsors and some music from your boy personally, Mr. E, boss of the Southside Bosses, aka Gutter Baby, we're going to make sure that y'all understand where I'm coming from, because I've been hearing a lot about how when you marry somebody, you don't marry their family, and I think that's problematic. So we're going to talk about that. And why you should be more concerned with who you marry and not be just looking at looks or whatever else the fantasy that you ever had. You need to be more realistic. So let's talk about that after a word from one of our sponsors and after a word, after some music from me, your boy personally, Mr. E, boss of the Southside Bosses. You know what it is.
BOSS Southside Bosses.
Have you ever seen someone do something so outrageous that you can't help but think, this stupid crazy situations happen all the time, and people get into situationships on a regular. So, what would you do if you were in their place? Check out our podcast as we discuss just that on What Would You Do podcast on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and all your other favorite streaming services. Make sure to search hashtag What Would You Do podcast.
Okay, God, let me talk to you for a brief second, Lord. Why is it a good always fall victim to the double-edged sword? This happening more to the brave, hard they can change or they show it. Scores of female to destroy because others wanted the sword. They golden out oil, yo, listen, female left toy. You look into my mind and can you understand the recoil? I don't wanna be rude or even stick a finger in the womb. We are here with the wounds as we see love within the tomb. But we also see wombs and love which come to light. Looking into the eyes of the passion to make you strive. And I feel alive, no lie, even cry becoming a daddy, save my life. I'll always be here to ride until the day that I die. So I thank you up above, but I wonder what kind of life hatred or full of love would they experience? What we see is common sense, but even common sense isn't common hands. It's full of shit.
Please don't stop, it's too hot. We're taking it straight to the fire, baby. Please don't stop, it's too hot. We're taking it straight to the fire, baby. Please don't stop, it's too hot. We're taking it straight to the fire, baby. Please don't stop, it's too hot. We're taking it straight to the fire, baby.
Fired up. Like the end of the car, spit some ends on the car. Still felt like a sucker until I get that Benzo to park. Won't push a start, but this lawnmower won't start. So now I'm stuck in this seat trying to cut this shit with no short. They know where to go for, so they set it roadblock. So I've been trained to be a train. I will put no stops until I put those drops in multiple bank accounts. Making these fakes breathe envy and wait for them to bounce. I started with just an ounce of pride, look where I'm at. Creative adversary to multiple rapid rants. Taking out the trash, wait, that's been played out. Let me see if there's another way to say they phased out. Raised out the garden, they not weeds that can be smoked. No toke, I'ma choke them out before they make me croak. Watch their dirty mouth like soap, now talk correct. When you speak to your elders, use some respect.
On fire. Please don't stop, it's too hot. We're taking it straight to the fire, baby. Please don't stop, it's too hot. We're taking it straight to the fire, baby. Please don't stop, it's too hot. We're taking it straight to the fire, baby. Please don't stop, it's too hot. We're taking it straight to the fire, baby.
Everybody wanna be Nipsey and Asbury. How you gonna be him when your heart is full of hate? Hypocritical outrates. Nipsey stood for peace. Even the Crips and the Bloods will peace. So the streets, we got too many disease. Losing the way epically. The troops are getting out, gaining momentum as we speak. You see, we need the deeds of kings of all degrees. They are
poisoning go water and forcing it on our seeds. Trapped in the vortex, asking their God for forgiveness. I wouldn't forgive you either for acting like bitches. We sold our soul for riches, abuse and catching switches. Straight to our best, we wasn't hollering about no digits or commas. Yo, check Obama, we got the drama. When you escape with your life, if you get faced with the drama, I've adored my armor. Sucker niggas, get your palms up. This robbery, motherfucker, I'm not gonna pick my balls up. Please don't stop, it's too hot. We're taking it straight to the fire, baby. Please don't stop, it's too hot. We're taking it straight to the fire, baby. Please don't stop, it's too hot. We're taking it straight to the fire, baby. Please don't stop, it's too hot. We're taking it straight to the fire, baby.
Southside bosses, its owners and associates take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or their guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the site or the radio station, and opinions between talk show hosts may conflict. This site does not endorse anything as the truth. That you will have to judge for yourself. But we try to speak the truth on the owner's behalf and reserve the right to question the supposed truth. In this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and government corruption, it is sometimes hard to get to the truth, but we must try. It is not our intention to libel, discriminate, make hate, or annoy anyone. We believe that it is our constitutional First Amendment right of free speech to voice our opinions and our duty to the Constitution and country to expose the truth. This site takes no responsibility for the opinions of others and the postings of comments in chat rooms or forum posts.
As Mr. Flavor, I am proud to bring to you Mr. E, the music maestro.
Recently just moved to LA about 7 months ago. I left behind a 3-year relationship. We lived together, 2 separate bedrooms because that's what I wanted. I just cannot be underneath a guy 24 hours a day. So now he wants to move to LA. Now he's talking marriage. He also wants kids, and I absolutely do not want kids. Not only that, I don't even want to be in the same household. I want a 2 separate household marriage. So
You want a what?
I want a 2 separate household marriage. Don't judge me because
I'm just listening.
okay.
I'm gonna judge you in a minute.
All right.
I just need to hear.
All right. So
Oh, the judge and comment. I just need to hear all the facts. So you
All right.
want a 2 household marriage?
yes,
Okay.
correct. He knows a little bit that I don't want the kids. He doesn't know yet that I want the separate household marriage. So before he moves out here to LA, I hadn't told him yet. So I don't know if he's going to go for it. So I'm asking you from a man's standpoint, what do you think?
You want this judge now?
Yeah.
Why y'all even talking about marriage?
Okay, well, why can't have? I mean, what's the problem with a 2 separate household marriage? What is the problem with that? But who said that's not a marriage? Who made that? Why you cannot be in 2 separate places?
Why do we have a problem with 2 household marriages? Because ain't nobody in here married living in 2 households.
Okay.
As you can see, this thing starts off just, I'm for one, let me go off and say that I am seriously, I am all about preferences. And if you have a preference, by all means, you should follow that preference. But see, this is the issue that I have several issues with what this woman just said. But we're going to break it down a little bit by little bit. Because I'm just seeing this narrative grow deeper and deeper and go deeper down a rabbit hole. I mean, I understand wanting to be self-sufficient. I get that. And I understand not wanting to be up under somebody. I get that. I understand that. But that just sounds like marriage is not for you. Tell me, how does this marriage work? First, you want 2 separate, not 1 household, 2 separate households. That means you get to do what you want to do, and he gets to do what he wants to do. How is that a marriage? Well, he just gets to come over every now and again. And we're going to listen to the rest in a little bit. Because, it's more. But he gets to come over. You get to go over. What is it? Y'all got keys to each other's house? What if he don't want you to have a key to his house? I mean, it's two separate households. Can you get mad if he does not want you to have a key to his house? Yeah, you married. And technically, yeah, the house will be yours. But what if he got the locks changed and just refused to give you the key, an extra key to this house? Can you get mad? You are the one that wanted the two separate households. So if he starts playing his role, because, I'm thinking this man, since you have not, that's another thing, you have not even talked to this man yet. So you haven't even given this man the decency of making his own mind up before he even moves and makes a major life change just for you. Which anybody, women, men, don't make a change. Don't make a major life change for somebody that you're not married to, for one. And then make sure that you are married to somebody who would appreciate you making that big life change. Because she is already entering this thing wrong. How in the hell is she going to tell this man that I know you just moved all the way out here, you just uprooted your whole life, but we could get married, but you got to stay in your house. And you can't come to my house unless you call me and tell me you on your way. Oh, I'm pretty sure that is what she is leaning towards. You can hear it. You can hear it. That's what she's leaning towards. So now I need permission to come see my own wife. That's not a wife. This is a date that you're dating. And there's nothing wrong with dating your wife. Nothing wrong with dating your husband. But it seems like y'all aren't in an exclusive relationship type of dating. Y'all hardly even courting each other. You're just going out for drinks and movies, meals and movies and stuff like that. Walks in the park. But you get to go home and he gets to go home. And he may not even get any nookie tonight. Which, hey, if you don't want to give him no nookie, that's still your prerogative. But what makes you think a man would go for that? And a real man. Because we hear women talking all the time, they want a real man. But you pander to simps. You want a real man to be a real man and a simp at the same time. That's not going to happen. That's just like saying, I want a real man to be ice and fire at the same time. What the fuck is you talking about? I'm not getting it. It's the synapses in my brain ain't firing off right, because that don't make sense to me. Then to top that off, you don't want children, which is your right. But she went off to say he knows a little bit about you not wanting children. What does that even mean? Does that mean that he thinks you don't want children right now? Or did you tell him flat out you don't ever want children? Ever. Now, what happens when you want to change that? But you don't want to have children by this man, because see, you've been living your own separate life now, dealing with people every day, and it's guaranteed you're going to run into another man. It's guaranteed you're going to run into another man. Period. That's just how life works. There's plenty of other men out here. You're going to run into another man. But what if this man sweeps you off your feet? Now you married to a dude that you ain't even in love with because you don't want to see him, and now you found a dude that you want to be up under. Because in your older age, you're starting to want that companionship. It's not a secret. It's not a secret. Women and men, as they get older, crave companionship. Some at an earlier stage than others. But we can't even get our own heads out our own asses in order to be able to realize this at an early age. This is what I mean by these relationships are being so toxic, are being so selfish. You'd rather just stay in a relationship with yourself. Love yourself. Nothing wrong with that. But to pull somebody else into your shenanigans, that's what it's. I can't even call it fuckery. It's not even that deep. It's shenanigans. This is pure shenanigans. You really don't want to be married. So you should tell this man before you even get started. But no, that's not how we work. As human beings, we do not work that way. We have to go after what we deem is the best thing for us. Fuck the rest of them. Fuck the next person. Just forget it. Just throw it all out the window. And then you have the nerve to say, don't judge me. Don't judge you. You gonna be judged. I like how I don't even like Steve Harvey like that, but I like how you gonna get this judging. You gonna get this. You are. And it's so many people in the comment section that are judging you. You knew when you came out on national fucking TV saying the nonsense that's in your mouth that you was gonna be judged. That's why you said it. That's exactly why you said it. That's exactly why you sat there, looked at him and said, oh, don't judge me. And I can hear the next words come out your mouth. Don't judge me, judge your mommy. Judge your mammy. Which brings me to my next subject. Reading the comments, I'm seeing a lot of people agree with it. Again, preference. You have your preference. That's cool. But deal with people that's in your preference range. Because I refuse, God bless her dead, I refuse to marry a woman who would treat my mother like shit. And where did I get that from? In the comments. This is pretty much what they would say. Like, we said something. It got up on the conversation of a man said he takes care of everything in his life. He's single, but he takes care of his food. He takes care of his clothes. He takes care of his rent or his mortgage. He takes care of his car note. He adopted his nephew. And he's taking care of him and raising him as if it was his own son. He's moved his mom in, and he's now taking care of his mom. So he asked, like, what really can you do for me as a woman? And I was getting him. He wasn't trying to be condescending. He was really asking, like, what else can you do for me? Just tell me what you sell yourself to me. You sell yourself to these corporations that you want to be hired by, who don't give a fuck about you. They ask for a 2-week notice, but they'll fire your ass today. You can sell yourself to them. You can sell yourself to people on the internet who don't even matter, who don't give 2 fucks about you. But you can't even sell yourself to somebody who you're attracted to and who you want to actually make something with, build something with. You can't even sell yourself to them. Why I gotta do something for you? Because why would I want you around if you're not doing anything for me and I'm doing something for you? That's a leech. Don't nobody want a leech. That's a parasite. Don't nobody want no parasites. Don't nobody want a parasite. Y'all be carrying around parasites for 9 months. Y'all don't even like this shit. And y'all expect us to do it for the rest of our lives. No. And that's on the men and women side. So there's some men out there wants to be, that's parasites too. They call them hobosexuals. But the thing about that is, how can you actually sit here and say that you won't do for his mother? I'm not obligated to do anything for your mama. First of all, he didn't say you had to do anything for his mama, but I'm glad you brought that up, because if I recall correctly, when you get married to somebody, their parents become your parents by law. That's why they call mother-in-law, father-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law. By law, that becomes your mother, that becomes your father. Why wouldn't you want to help take care of them? It ain't even an obligation. It's not even an obligation. Why wouldn't you not want to see that person as your mother? Not want to see that person as your father? This is a second mother. This is a second father. Yes, you already have your mother. Yes, you already have your father, whose first obligations, I hope you understand that you do have an obligation to your mother. You do have an obligation to your father. And I hope you understand that when you marry somebody, you share them obligations. So technically, I just changed my own mind. It is an obligation. Yes, it is an obligation for you to look after the mother-in-law. It is an obligation for you to look after the father-in-law. It is an obligation because you decided when you got married to that person that you would take it all on. Y'all would become one flesh. And I don't believe in the Bible. You ain't got to, but a lot of y'all get married in church. A lot of y'all get married based off that Bible. So why don't just live your life by it? It has some great, great advice in it. And a lot of y'all just don't know how to read either. And we talk about this on Revolutionary Hour. A lot of y'all don't know how to read either, because when y'all hear the word submit, y'all think that's, oh, I just have to, I'm a slave. That is not what the fuck that means. That is not what submit means. What that means is that now that you are part of a team, you listen to the team. You don't just go and make decisions without the team members' consent. You don't do things without talking to that team member and hearing what they have to say. And then compromising. That's what submission is. Because yes, men, you need to submit too. You need to submit to your woman whenever it comes to things that women are experts at. Or excuse me, your woman is an expert at. I ain't gonna say because y'all can hear all the gender. Oh, women roles, gender roles. No, but whatever your woman is an expert at. Let's say your woman is a lawyer. Your woman's a lawyer. You get into some legal trouble. You gonna go over and just hire Tom, Dick, and Harry before you go to your own wife to find out what she thinks about the situation, so that she could probably use her expertise to help you. Same thing, women. Your plumbing breaks. You got your bathroom getting flooded right now. Your husband is a plumber, or he's a handyman, or something of that nature. You gonna hire somebody instead of letting your husband take care of it? Are you really gonna do that? Because to me, that's disrespectful. If you know I do something, and you know I'm a professional at it, and you go and hire another professional to come into my home. Oh wait, we're in two separate households. That's why you want to do that. To me, that screams disrespect. And I don't understand how it doesn't come off as disrespect to the rest of y'all. How does it not come off as disrespect to the rest of y'all? Where is the mentality at to where it has to be like something that is just, oh, it should just be, you should just take it and just leave it. What? That don't even make sense. It's take it or leave it. But you want me to take it and leave it. Huh? You want me to go live in my own household, but yet you want me to be faithful to you. You want me to not get some loving from you when I need it, but you want me to be faithful to you. How does that make sense? Men and women, both sides. This is a what do you call it? Co-ed conversation. Because I see a lot of times y'all think that this is, oh, tell them women, oh, tell them niggas. No, I'm telling all you motherfuckers. Y'all idea of a marriage and a family unit is horrific. And I guarantee you, we did not think like that before we was prisoners of war in the so-called United States. Before we were slaves in the so-called United States. Because I'm not going to lie, I don't hear these problems in the hybrid European communities. I don't hear about these problems in the Asian community. I don't hear about these problems in the Mexican community. And I live in a big Mexican community. I don't hear about these problems. It's only when I hear about black people and their problems that makes me wonder why. Why is it that you feel you're special? Why is it that you feel that you don't have to give, you can only take? Because that's what you're doing. I even heard, y'all even have this narrative going around that you ain't your husband's therapist, or which shocks me. I mean, I'm not asking you to be my therapist, but if I have an issue that I want you to listen to and maybe give me your advice on that, I'm not asking you to be a therapist. I've seen it sound like you need to go get a psychiatrist. I can't help you. I'm not. You ain't even heard me. You don't even know what it is. You don't even know what the issue is. You just push me off to the side like it ain't nothing. You don't give a fuck about your man. You don't give a fuck about your woman. Your woman could be having a mental breakdown, but instead of going to her, you going off to hang out with your homeboys. Which is why that meme that's going around, which you niggas cannot understand, says a lot of you men are emotionally attracted to your homeboys and only sexually attracted to your woman. Y'all don't even understand that. It's because you are quick to recognize when your homeboy's having issues. Yeah, you want to go get a beer and talk about it, homie? No, we can. We need if we need to talk about it, man. I'm here for you, my nigga. But you got a whole wife at home, ain't seen you in days, missing you. Probably just had a death in her family. Can't even go to the funeral. You can't even talk to you because you ain't there. Then when you come home all drunk from being out with your boys trying to console them, you just want to get in the bed with her, get a couple of pumps in, and then guess what? You sleep. Fuck her in her day. Fuck her in whatever she's going through. So I'm just trying to understand this. And this is my autism. I'm self-diagnosing me with autism because I don't know what the fuck wrong with me, but I don't understand this shit y'all got going on. For real. I don't understand it. And it's amazing how a lot of y'all are still in these marriages. You see the type of person that you married to. Fuck that. You saw the type of person you was going to get married to, and you still jumped that motherfucking broom. What the hell is wrong with y'all? What is that issue? Why is it that we have to point these things out to you? You should be able to see them for yourself. But yet, instead, you just married a woman who, where your mama got into a major car accident while you was overseas at work. She didn't even go check on her. She was in the hospital about to die. She knew about it before you did. Never once went to the hospital. That's not my issue. That's not my problem. I'm not obligated to your mama. And is she okay? Well, then look, she's okay. But it still would have been nice for you to go check on my mom. God bless her soul. But you don't think like that. It's all about you. You're in this marriage because it makes you feel good. You're in this marriage because it helps you. You're in this marriage because either he's paying all the bills, or she's paying half the bills, or she's paying all the bills herself. That's why you in it. Because if you was in it to build, you know how many empires we'll be having on this land itself, just this on this land. If you wanted to build, we wouldn't be 1/10 of what the hybrid Europeans household makes. We wouldn't be like that. We would be way more set up. We would be so much better off. But since everybody is actually selfish, crabs in a bucket, we pull each other down. And I'm not understanding why we even have that mentality. It's a sad mentality. It is. And I don't know how we can even begin to fix it except work on the children. But the thing about that is, they grow up watching you niggas. Yeah, and I'm using niggas because of the fact that's what you are. You're ignorant people. You're ignorant to the fact that they grew up watching you. My woman said something to me today. My children are the image of me, meaning that they emulate me because that's all they know. They mama ain't in their life. So everything that they got, I've been there since day one. Everything they got it from me. So if I'm not showing them how to love my woman, how can I expect them to love their woman? If I'm not showing them how to love, if I'm not showing them love, how do I expect them to love my grandkids? How? They learn from us. And this is what we are fucking showing them. We're showing them that fucking self-love means fuck everybody. That's not true. And I mean that in both aspects of that word. Forget everybody and fuck everybody. That's not true. Self-love begins on the inside so that you can project that self-love onto the next individual so that they can have love for themselves and project that onto the next individual and pay it forward. Does that not make sense, or is it just too much for you? If it's too much for you, hey, just say that. Because like I said, I'm all about preferences, do you? But stay out of our way. Stop saying you're a part of the community. You're not. You are your community. There is no, I'm going to tell you, first of all, black people is not a monolith. There's all types of you niggas. All types. But it's also not a community. It's not, because the people who are doing good, they understand. I'm not saying to be racist. Yes, black people, you can be racist. You go to my Revolutionary Hour podcast, and because if y'all understand, if you don't get nothing from this show, get this: that race is a psychological mind game that was played on us, and now is being used against us by us, because we don't even know how to even get along with other races, because we can't get along with each other. So we can only have a financial relationship with other races. Hence why marriage is a contract, and why a lot of so-called black people are marrying other races, which, hey, I bless that. do what you do. Because I'm going to tell you my thoughts on that real quick. A black person having a baby by a white person makes a black baby. I don't care how you spin it. You cannot sit here and say somebody is not pro-black because they had a baby by a white person. They didn't have a white baby. They had a black baby, meaning that they are adding to the black race. What about that do y'all not understand? I don't get it. I don't. So I don't think that we would ever be able to understand this. No, I don't think so. So I hope y'all got something from that. Be careful and watch who you marry. Because I'm telling you, the way that the world is going, I feel sorry for the next generation. Because they're not even going to understand what marriage even is. Well, I just want to ask y'all to like and subscribe us on your favorite streaming service, whether it's Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon MP3, Deezer, and more. That is talking but ain't saying nothing. Share us to your family and friends. But when we come back, we're going to dive a little bit into another topic that I've been wanting to express to you all. Because you know what we be doing on here. We be talking, but we ain't saying nothing. And if you ain't smart enough, you ain't going to understand that. Those with wisdom, let them hear. So after a word from one of our sponsors, we'll be right back after some music from Mr. E the Gutter Baby. This here is Boss. He on BOSS Radio, baby. You know what it is.
I guess I'm on one. You already know. Hit the stage, everybody gets to throw in the bows. I guess I'm on. I'm ready to go. Tell somebody that we about to explode. I guess I'm on.
Revolutionary rapper, lyrics take you away as if you're caught up in a rapture. I spit the shit that'll lighten you, but put my head on a pike whenever I'm captured. Can't measure my stature. My delivery is passionate as a church speaker pastor. But I can be a good median. Some of the things that I say are meant to produce after. And even though I keep it topical, still dropping like it's hotter than a tropical. I create great offices whenever I come in contact with obstacles. Smoking green leaf, rocks, and creativity always had an optional. Because of my mentality, knowledge always been the one thing I'm stocking up. While customers be rocking up, losing the flame with the cocaine rocking up. Like on the snitch on myself, forget the police a reason to see me locking up. That's not an option, cuz. So when they hit the stage, I have a pair of boxing gloves. Feel like I'm in two out the box, one play hitting AK with some extra slugs. Man, fuck the club. I'd rather be in the streets tonight and all my thugs. Ain't nobody gonna stop my peace, take a piece of the day, motherfuckers the bug. If I'm busting it up, I'd rather be the last one breathing cause the system can run. I'm all out alone, all I do is fight, but couldn't tell you for what. They wanna see me fall. They hate it when I get up on the stage and ball. They try to keep me down, but I'm the boss of the Southside boxes and all. So you can never keep me down. I'm a trampoline away, I made them bounce. From Texas to ATL to FLA, always get me hard as an ounce. You can call me a count. Cause the second of the blood is a beat the block. I'm never gonna stop. You can see me getting round like an analog clock. And I got these headies getting down as if they were real time bomb clock. Just turn up the beat, I never step the feet, always grab the mic and rock. Feeling cocky as roll, because I know I'm a king with a value sold. Motherfucker, I'm black, better than platinum, better than gold. These devils trying to catch my spirit, cause these motherfuckers already have it sold. I'm a menace to society, lie to me, you cowards gonna reap what you sold. Now go with your pockets, and give me back all the knowledge that you stole. And take back everything that you're giving me just to dig my own damn hole. I'm ready to call my people, learn real hell already, can you feel the burn? These demons don't talk, won't stop, so I think it's time that we take our turn. Revolutionary.
Caught up in the rapture.
Revolutionary.
They want to see me fall. Caught up in the rapture. Caught up in the rapture. They want to see me fall. Caught up in the rapture.
They want to see me fall.
Man, I thought it was done. I might as well put some slug for that very old gun. But I'm hard as the sun. When the bros made it food sweat like an afternoon run. I'm original one. Been here since the beginning, so you know we the best. Southside bosses loaded down the ground like royalty. Watch the rest stress. I got sense in my chest. When I breathe, the whole world catch a contact. Great with this game, my lyrics paint a picture perfect abstract. I'm trying to hold in a contract. I'ma teach you to learn, and that's a fact. Now you gonna go hit the streets, my focus on the mission just to stack stacks.
They want to see me fall.
But if you're too scared of me to blast back. I'ma keep getting my step grind and shine. What's my motherfucking cash stack? I'm a tussle like an ass sack. If you ain't about it life, then don't talk back. See 2 minutes square, it's a real nigga off in his hammer cock back. And just like a quarterback, you took 2 steps as you drop back. More of the stories that he can get gorged like he dropped up in the knapsack. But we can blind on the bed, everybody hit the base, thinking everything that they have. If we hit a bitch fast, then a million get a bad 50 cause she's in half.
This is talking. I ain't saying nothing.
Already, you know we are back. Once again, I would just like for y'all to share us to your family and friends, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok. You know how you can find us. Just put in that BOSS radio, baby, and we will come up. SBCmovement.com is the home of all your reggae hours, so make sure that you go ahead and tune in to that. And also we have a great show on What Would You Do coming up on September 4th. So make sure y'all tune in for that as well, because I'm telling you, it will be going down. But I do want to just talk to y'all a minute about race for a second, because I spoke on it for a half a second. But I just want to, I know I said something about it being a psychological mind game, and I just want to be a little bit more clear about that. But black people did not exist until around the 1300s, when they started using the word negro in order to identify the Moorish people or any other people that was heavily melanated. But there was no such thing as black people, because whenever you read literature outside of the hybrid Europeans literature, you'll see that every time they use the word black, it always described a thing, not a person. So that makes perfect sense why they would call their slaves black, because their slaves were not people. They were things. They were property. So of course that's the main reason why they called us black. Now, how can you figure this out? Easily, by reading, which is something else I talked about. The reason why I said that y'all don't know how to read is because y'all don't understand words. Y'all don't understand the connotations of words. You understand, the denotations of words. You understand the connotations of words. And what that means is that you don't understand the actual definition of words. What you do know is how words have been used in everyday around you. So what that ends up doing is that ends up giving you, okay, like let's take Michael Jackson's song, I'm bad. I'm pretty sure he didn't mean he's bad to the point where he breaks the law, even though he has a song called Smooth Criminal. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that is not what he was getting at. What he was getting at was that he is good, and we use the word bad to mean good. We use the word cool to mean good. We use the word tight to mean good or nice or something like that. But here's the thing. when you say something is bad, you're actually saying that it's no good. When you're actually saying that something is tight, you're actually saying that this thing does not fit. It is it's a snug grip on it. And whenever you say something is cool, you're saying that it's not hot. It's cool to the touch. You're talking about the feeling of something, not necessarily that it's okay. So when we think like that, we end up reading like that. So when we're given something that is told to us that we are black, we look at our skin and say, yep, I'm dark, so I must be black. When in all actuality, black people, so-called black people, come in so many different shades. So many different shades that if I'm black, that means that the next person who's darker than me ain't black. They dark black. And that means that the person who's lighter than me is light black. That don't make sense because there's no such thing as light black. That's great. And there's no such thing as dark black. That's black. And if I look at my skin, you just saw me on a video podcast. You seen I am brown, but I don't claim brown because that's what Hispanics are. We call Hispanics brown people, which they are peanut butter or light caramel, but they're not brown. So this is what I'm saying. Like, come on, this is third grade literature. This is third grade reading classes when they made you look up the definitions of the word, but you no longer looked at it. I mean, you learn these words and then no longer choose to refer to these words or use these words in a denotative tense. You use them in a connotative. So when you have somebody who brings a contract to you, you end up reading it. I was trying to come up with say another word, but you end up reading that contract and you say you understand this contract when you really do not understand this contract, because it is putting stipulations, it is putting inferences in place that can take you out of your proper person. And when it takes you out of your proper person, they can do whatever they want with you. Meaning, they have now enslaved you once again. And you put yourself in that. Has anybody seen that Boondocks episode where where Grandpa was so much in debt that he signed this contract with Ed Wunstler's dad, grandfather, excuse me. Ed Wunstler's grandfather. Oh, it was his dad. No, it was his dad. But signed this contract with Ed Wunstler III's dad, stating pretty much that they will be slaves. In order to get out of this debt, you will be slaves. Well, that is a real thing. It just doesn't say slave anymore. It doesn't say slavery anymore. It says other things. It says you're in debt and you owe something that you probably never even had. You owe something that probably was yours already, but yet now you want to give it away. But since you don't know how to read in a denotative state, you read it in a connotative state, and you think that you have to give them this stuff. Well, no, you don't. No, you don't. And I know what you're probably thinking. This is some sovereign citizen. No, it's not no sovereign citizenship shit. I ain't even saying get to leave the U.S. citizenship. That's a decision you have to make on your own. But if you are going to be here, you need to learn how the game is played, because a lot of y'all can't even pass the LSAT or the SATs, and you think you could read a contract that's been given to you, terms of services. You don't even know what that means. You just sit there and agree to it because you ready to go play that game. You ready to go drive that car off the lot. You ready to move into this 5-bedroom house, not realizing that in 20 years you're gonna have to give it back. No, you're not paying to own it. You're paying to stay in it. You're not the owner of this house. You're not the owner of that vehicle. Hell, you're not even the owner of your own children. Let that sink in. How do I say that? Well, think about it. If you could CPS just walk into your house and take your children? If you could DCF, the DC Department of Children and Families, could they just come in and accuse you of doing something you don't even know about, and say until you prove yourself innocent, we're going to take your children? And in the meantime, between time, they don't have the resources to take care of them. So guess what they're going to do? They're going to sell your children to a family who's been wanting a baby, who's been wanting a little black baby to raise, and say that they're not racist, but they're going to raise that black baby to hate black people. Look at it. This is the world that we live in. You don't believe me? You need to open your eyes and turn off this podcast, because you obviously are just listening to respond and not listening to learn. So with that being said, I'm glad that y'all all decided to tune in, turn up, and zone out with me, because this has been a great podcast. And I hope that you all get something out of this podcast that is beneficial, because there's so many people that are caught up in the foolery. And we complain about it because we allowed ourselves to be caught up in the fuckery. Don't get caught up in the fuckery. That's all I'm saying. But with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed the podcast, and y'all will do me a favor. Like I said before, like, subscribe, follow on your favorite streaming services, whether it's Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, more, whatever you want. Please go and join and share us to your family and friends. Go ahead and go to sbcmovement.com. Hit that follow us at BOSS radio button and follow us, because I'm telling you, the more you support us, the more we can bring y'all this knowledge, the more we can bring y'all this understanding of who you really are, because you don't even know. Alrighty, this is Glory by your boy Mr. E, boss of the Southside Bosses. I hope y'all enjoyed the show, and I will see y'all the next time I go come on, or you will hear me. You know what it is.
Southside Bosses.
They've been trying very, very hard to keep me out this game. I just got one question. What you afraid of?
I think we're gonna be friends.
Hardly. You niggas never invited this boy to the party. Standing outside in the cold rain, looking through the window, see you turn it up like car keys. So low with the mind frame, but I came with my game, cause ain't a damn thing gon' change. Stayed in my lane, Friday for pace of a Dre, saying to myself what 8 years gon' change. So I focus on the game plan, to put them all on their knees like they about to say amen. Gotta cry like Rayman, ain't a strange man, all I wanted was the screens for the bandstand. So I aim to get the stacks to the ceiling. When you hear this, you'll be feeling my story. I used to only want the money, but now I'm coming for the glory.
The closet opened up, and I've been seen in all of my glory. Suddenly, the closet opened up, and I've been seen in all of my glory. Suddenly,
So I aim to get the stacks to the ceiling. When you hear this, you be feeling my story. I used to only want the money, but now I'm coming for the glory. So I aim to get the stacks to the ceiling. When you hear this, you be feeling my story. I used to only want the money, but now I'm coming for the
We're gonna
glory.
be friends.
Remember that Liz girl talking about what he's gonna do to obtain success? He was 10 toes down, made progress, while the congregation hated like Congress. I can't say I have a status, but Nipsey brought the hustle back, so now the bosses got this. We about the block back, can't stop that for the suburbs on the way to the projects. No longer treated like objects, tossed to the side, we glide, no matter with the weather. I remember living hard, so I have to stay fly, so baby, you fucking with a treasure. This ain't like a scary movie, the end it might just be a little bit gory. Nothing else is gonna stand in between me and glory.
We're gonna be friends.
the closet opened up, and I've been seen in all of my glory. Suddenly, the closet opened up, and I've been seen in all of my glory. Suddenly,
So I aim to get the stacks to the ceiling. When you hear this, you be feeling my story. I used to only want the money, but now I'm coming for the glory. So I aim to get the stacks to the ceiling. When you hear this, you be feeling my story. I used to only want the money, but now I'm
I
coming for
think
the
we're gonna
glory.
be friends.
My mom told me not to ever let these cowards play me. You lose it all in the blink of an eye. So true while they pointing at the white man, they planted on my back while holding a big knife. Now they're gonna need a crossbow, cause I need 50 feet before I take a seat. Back to the wall, no room for slipping. Let me see it all when it comes to take a G. There's no fakery, the money come fast like a sale at the trap bakery. You could be kidding me, I'm still here to sweet lick like you some kind of candy man. This is for the time I spent. I know that baby out there is checking for me. I guarantee it's not me, but the glory.
I think we're gonna be friends.
the closet opened up, and I've been seen in all of my glory. Suddenly, the closet opened up, and I've been seen in all of my glory. Suddenly,
So I aim to get the stacks to the ceiling. When you hear this, you be feeling my story. I used to only want the money, but now I'm coming for the glory. So I aim to get the stacks to the ceiling. When you hear this, you be feeling my story. I used to only want the money, but now I'm
I
coming for the
think we're
glory.
gonna be friends.
BOSS. Southside Boss Radio. Southside Boss Radio. Southside Boss Radio.